I am Executive Chef Colin Bedford, the host of Food for Fuel. We're going to use a platform of sous vide cooking, which is low temperature cooking. We're going to give you the knowledge and the platform to help you navigate through this wonderful way of cooking. Today we're going to be making roast beef, seared asparagus, and then we're going to add some herbs and some green onions to our already made aioli that we've made in the past. Touching back on some of our meal prepping, here we have beef. This is something that is great for convenience. We've added coconut oil to the bag. It's a great way of adding flavor. And sous vide is very, very consistent and a great way to enjoy your food. So what we're gonna do is remove from the bag, dry the steak off, add some pepper. And it's important to bring the steak out to room temperature before you sear it. That will allow even cooking and a consistent reheat. Pans are nice and warm. Add a touch of oil. It's good when you add anything into a pan, you actually want to lay it away from you. The last thing you want to do is let the steak fall towards you. So lay it in the pan, lay it away from you. We're going to leave this to sear for maybe 4 to 5 minutes to allow it to get a nice, really good caramelization. And while that's working, we're going to prep our asparagus. For this application, I'm just going to make 1 cut along the bottom. And this is, like I said, this is a great go-to meal, nice and healthy. Not very many ingredients. It's not like you always need so many ingredients. Less is actually more. Salt and pepper. Just move them around a little bit. Now, to finish off our aioli, we're going to add some herbs, and again, this is parsley, but you can add any type of herb that you like. I like actually using aiolis for sauces because sometimes it's difficult to make sauces at home. It's not the easiest thing to do. You necessarily don't have the same kind of equipment that it takes. Like in the restaurant, we have huge pans. It's very easy. At home, you don't really have that luxury. So let's see how we're going here. As you can see now, you're getting that really nice caramelization. So we're gonna let this hang out a little bit longer. Just gonna move our asparagus around a little bit. And then to finish off, we're gonna chop our green onions. So we're just going to pick this steak up. Look at that wonderful caramelization on that steak, and that's what also helps with the brining, also helps the color also. So we're going to let this continue to sear for maybe 3 or 4 more minutes. One thing you always want to remember when cooking meat is the rest time is very, very important. You need that time for when you take it out of the fridge, then you also need that time after the fridge. I'm sure I've done it in the past when you go to cut meat and then you end up trying to go and grab a rag or you grab a cloth, or after, once you've put it on your plate, you have all these piles of liquid that you might not necessarily want. So allowing it to rest is super, super important. And once we portion that, I'll go into that a little bit more detail. Now time to plate. Like I mentioned earlier on, there's a couple of things that you really want to remember just before you cut your steak. First off, it needs to have rested for a good 5 or 10 minutes. And then the other thing is when you go to cut through it, very, very important that you actually find the grain within the beef and cut diagonally through it. What that will do is that will prevent all those wonderful juices and all that flavor that you have spent. Don't forget, this has been in a sous vide bag, this has been in a brine, and this is one thing that is really important that I hope everyone can really take from this. Not only is it a very healthy and clean way of cooking, all the hard work has been done. You are reaping the benefits of you doing sous vide and being able to meal prep. You're keeping the integrity, you're squashing that flavor fatigue, you're driving home, you call your significant other, hey, pull out the steak. You're able to get food, good, tasty, nutritious food in such a short space of time. So here we have our asparagus. We've only got three ingredients here: asparagus, steak, and the good fat that will make this dinner delicious. Last of all, we've got some nice bright salt just to add on top. Okay, 1 second. I'm just going to show you how consistent this beef is. Not only is in this one, it's all the way through. It's on every single slice of beef. Beautiful, well maintained, ingredient integrity. Everything is the way it should be.